Who's the dumbest person I've ever met? It was my old roommate Barry. It's not because he was bad at school or anything like that. It's because he caused over $100,000 in damages to our apartment building with a single roll of duct tape and a level of confidence I have never seen before or since. Barry was a nice guy, but he was what I'd call an oblivious optimist. He genuinely believed he was a secret genius at fixing things. He'd watch one short video online and suddenly think he was a master craftsman. His handiwork was all over our apartment. He fixed a wobbly leg on our coffee table by taping a stack of quarters to it. He patched a tear in the couch cushion with staples and a piece of an old t-shirt. His most famous fix was the kitchen faucet. It had a slow drip, so Barry decided to fix it himself to save us a hassle with the landlord. He sealed the nozzle shut with a massive wad of chewing gum. It actually held for about 3 hours before the pressure blew it off, sending a geyser of water and minty gum chunks all over the kitchen. But the main event, the masterpiece of his stupidity, started with a small, dark spot on our bathroom ceiling. A tiny hairline crack had formed, and every few seconds, a single drop of water would fall into a bucket I had placed underneath. It was clearly a plumbing problem from the apartment directly above us. I told Barry we had to call the landlord immediately. Our lease was crystal clear. We do not touch plumbing, wiring, or structural issues. It's the landlord's job. Barry just laughed. He said calling the landlord was for quitters and people who didn't believe in themselves. He told me, with a perfectly straight face, that this was a simple patch job. He said he would handle it and save us from a potential rent increase for being needy. A couple of days later, I got a call. My grandfather was in the hospital and I needed to go home for the weekend. It was about a 4-hour drive. Before I left, I stood in the bathroom with Barry. The drip was a little faster now. I looked him dead in the eye and made him promise me he would not touch the ceiling. I said, "Barry, swear to me you will just let the bucket do its job and call the landlord if it gets any worse." He put his hand on my shoulder, smiled his big, goofy smile, and said, "Don't you worry about a thing. I've got this." Those words still haunt me. I came back late Sunday night. I was tired, worried about my grandpa, and just wanted to sleep. As I got off the elevator and walked down our hallway, I noticed the carpet felt weird under my feet. It was squishy, spongy. A feeling of pure dread washed over me. I could smell the distinct odor of damp drywall and mildew. I got to our apartment door and could hear a faint sound of running water from inside. My hand was shaking as I put the key in the lock. I opened the door, and my world just fell apart. The entire apartment was flooded with an inch of murky water. My favorite rug was ruined. The legs of the couch were soaked. The sound of pouring water was coming from the bathroom. I ran in there and my jaw hit the floor. A huge section of the ceiling had completely collapsed. Insulation and chunks of drywall were everywhere, and water was pouring down from the floor above like a waterfall. I found Barry standing in the living room, looking weirdly proud of himself. He was holding a nearly empty roll of duct tape. He pointed up at the original crack in the bathroom ceiling, which was now completely covered by a massive, shiny silver patch of duct tape. "See?" he said, beaming. "I told you I had it. I stopped our leak completely." I just stared at him, then at the waterfall coming from the hole next to his patch job. "Then where is all this water coming from, Barry?" He looked genuinely confused. "I have no idea. It's the weirdest thing. Right after I sealed up our leak on Friday night, the people upstairs started having a really bad flood. I guess their main pipe must have burst or something. What a crazy coincidence." It was in that moment I understood. He hadn't fixed the leak. He had just blocked the only place for the water to escape. The pressure had built up silently for 2 solid days until the pipe in the ceiling exploded, flooding the apartment above us and then collapsing our ceiling. He genuinely thought he had solved the problem, completely unaware that he had single-handedly turned a tiny drip into a full-blown catastrophe. He just stood there, smiling, the hero of a disaster he created.